Thank you for joining XR Om, India's first AR/VR focused podcast. I'm your host, Eddie Avil, and today I have with us Dipanjan, Business Development Manager at SoundXVision, a startup developing XR hardware and interfaces. Dipanjan has a strong academic background in the field of photonics and optics and has been involved in several research projects focused on augmented reality hardware development and optical metrology. So today's topic of discussion is going to be augmented reality hardware and interaction tools. So Dipanjan, really appreciate you taking time and being part of the podcast. We want to talk about, the ring, the interaction ring that you guys are working on. Also the open AR project where you guys created low cost augmented reality headset. Before we get into that, I think it'll be really cool if we set the grounds and make the audience understand what photonics is and its applications.
Yeah, basically, if you understand the definition of photonics, it's light generation, detection, manipulation, and use of the light technologies to have meaningful sensors, some good optical design cameras, the illumination systems, and also not only that, whatever you are seeing around, like the communication that we are having today in this podcast, it's because of photonics. All things are happening because of the internet and Internet of Things around it. And photonics is the base platform where you can get those things on one stack. So digging deeper into photonics technologies, like we have to first understand the basic physics. So in terms of understanding basic physics, it comes from optics. So photonics is more kind of like applied optics and applied physics. So in general, if I say that in any devices that we are using right now, it's based on photonics technology. For example, if you're seeing the smartwatch in your hand and it's tracking the health data, it's because of photonics. Then let's say if you are sitting in the room well lit, it's because of the illumination system that we are seeing. It's because of the photonics. And let's say when you're using your cars, the displays in your smartphone, everything is photonics. So in case of this, like interactive technologies, immersive technologies, AR and VR technologies, whatever we are seeing, the optical design, the optical system design, displays is all photonics. So in general, we are surrounded by photonics technology everywhere. So even like you are tracking your body with some kind of trackers, and then photonics technology comes in action. One of the biggest thing is the eyeglasses that you are using. So it's all optics. And ultimately, like whatever we are building as AR glass, it's all photonics. So this was like a small description about how photonics can be applied to different spheres of life and different parts of our life. We are all surrounded by photonics.
Thank you for explaining it. So photons is basically the quantum unit of light, and all the technologies are basically arises out of the photons. The light we see out of anything from interfaces to your watches, and and obviously the next iteration of an interface is going to be like these glasses. I mean, it's going to be a window to the entire world. The entire world is going to be like a screen once we have a lightweight glasses, whether it's AR, VR, or MR glasses. It's going to be the next interface. To be the next interface, it's got to be cost effective, right? And you guys, you mentioned about the open AR project. You guys are working on this augmented reality glasses, this cost effective augmented reality glasses. How do we get that? Because how do we get there? Because I mean, there are various glasses around the world, right from the Nreals to the Niantics to the many other Magic Leap and so on and so forth. But these are very, very expensive. They're still cumbersome. They're still heavy. How and when will they get to something as light as this? And also talk about your low cost augmented reality headset.
When we started the OpenAR project, we started actually, it started from an electronics course, I would say. So the inventor of these glasses was teaching an electronics course at the university. And then we were studying in the Department of Optics and Photonics. So professors thought that, hey, why not to make something kind of a red dot display, which guides like a basic feature of augmented reality. Basic feature means just following the content, some text, some information on in front of your field of view and in front of you. So how it started was that we started preparing very basic system, like kind of a display and optical system, and then some kind of like viewing glasses in front of you. So how did we start it? We started making it with the help of Arduino boards. So just we started with the basic display like micro LED display, and we put an optical system. For our case, it was very interesting. We had this opportunity to present the 3D printed. So basically, it was a plano convex lens, and we focused the display onto a mirror and then to in front of your eyes. So basically, it was just a basic system where you can understand that how we can see some piece of virtual information in front of your eyes and overlapping in the real space. So to explain this basic concept, I think we don't need any other kinds of trackers, sensors, or whatever that cost a lot in the current high-end devices, because there is a kind of SLAM tracking, then there are other distance sensors, proximity sensors, and so on. But we were able to pack this basic system with 3D printed like mechanical parts and just basic plano convex lens. We were able to show that, hey, this piece of information can come from this display to your field of view. So this is how the augmented reality project started. And this was actually between the collaboration between University of
Yes, I mean, there are
Eastern Finland.
This low cost augmented reality headset you spoke about. You mentioned that you had created a prototype. When do you think that it's going to hit the market, and what would be the expected costs for it? If you could talk about that, that'll be really cool.
Yeah. So basically, I think this is kind of a university project, first of all. So we started this project not to sell it, just to present or make like a collaborative environment where everybody can join, and to see whether these glasses could be mass manufacturable in the future, or the same concept can be used for making those low cost glasses. So we didn't have plan to sell it and take it to the market, but we had the plan that these glasses can be used as a tool for education for universities.
You have already built an augmented reality glasses. Like I mentioned, there are state-of-the-art AR glasses available at this point in time. Is there any specific augmented reality glasses that kind of sticks out for you as like this is the glasses which is going to be the future interface for us to transition from a 2D world to a 3D world?
I think there is no such particular like special selection, I would say, because companies like Vuzix, Nreal, Xreal, everybody is trying to Lumos, everybody is trying to have their own AR glasses. But when it comes to the consumer side, we have to really think about, does it really fit my requirements? For example, I would not choose a particular AR glass to do some tasks, but we need to see that how one particular device is fitting the use cases that we want. For example, you can use it for training, or you are using it for medical. It will vary depending upon the requirements, specs, and features. For example, let's say if you are working in industrial environment with Vuzix glasses, which is one of the most, it got most of the popularities in the industrial environments. So in those harsh environment, with the persons who are working in the factory, if it feels that, hey, this is solving something for us, and we can get on ahead with all the workers having these glasses, then I would choose that for one particular use case. But if you want to say, let's say, I want to do some spatial computing methods or spatial computing while I'm sitting in the airport, I will try to see if the Apple Vision Pro can fit my requirements. So
Right.
it doesn't matter, like I choose one particular Nreal or one particular like glass from Lumos, but also I think that there are various ODMs and OEMs in Finland who are making like AR waveguides, which can be used for high-end products. So I will name a few of them from Finland. That's one of them is Dispelix, who is making the waveguides
Right.
for the which can be used for the AR. So then there are companies who are working with XR interoperability like Vario, and then there are also some of the companies which are working with XR software. Then there are organizations who are collaborating together with standard forums. I'm also a part of the World Metaverse Council, who are developing these ideas together. We have our own collaborative XR environments where we can go to the meetings, talk to each other, feel like okay, we are in the same grounds. Yeah.
So maybe elaborate on this, the challenges or the roadblocks of us transitioning from a 2D interface to the 3D interface. What are the roadblocks, and what needs to be overcome? Why would people be compelled to use AR or VR or MR glasses?
First of all, I would go with the cost. For example, now if you can get a high-end product which is having this AR, it can easily cost you like around 1K, 2K, or maybe in that range. But the main thing is that are we yet ready to do everything with the AR glass? Manufacturing, are we all perfect for making, let's say, in 1 hour, 20,000 glasses? No. So these kind of things are the major roadblocks that is blocking us in adopting the things. If we have that, let's say, in the smartphone range from 200 to, let's say, 1,000 euros, like in the flexible scale, and not only cost, but also you have to see that does it have meaningful softwares for the users to use. So these kind of things are not yet there, so that, and also people are not educated enough to adopt a new technology. And like these small things matters a lot when you are not aware of the technology and what you can do with that.
Exactly, completely. I mean, and you made that point up. I think the problem is multifold. I think it's education. B, I think is the ecosystem needs to be supported and empowered. C, I think, yes, I mean, there are various challenges with the miniaturization of technology, so that you stack enough of power so it can become as light as this. And I think the last, not the least, I think, the killer software, which compels a user to go and acquire or move from a present mobile interface to the, an AR VR headset. Yes, we completely do understand. I think the biggest companies does understand that this device is losing its utility, and this could be the future, like an AR VR glasses. But yes, you rightfully pointed out there's various problems that we face, but I'm sure the companies and society communities will come together and solve those problems. So you were mentioning about this thumb ring that you guys are working on. Elaborate on how different it is from Apple Vision's Vision Pro, which is leveraging eye tracking. So maybe that would be like a nice thing to start from.
Yeah, I think one of the things here is the computational hand trackings. For example, of course, like there is a point that this Apple Vision Pro is there, and you can use the 12 cameras to put on your device. But another thing is how many of us can afford that piece of device with 12 cameras? And do you want your hands to be completely isolated or not? Of course, this is the eye tracking works better, but the thing is that how accurate it is, we don't know yet. There has been studies accordingly, and there has been research going on. So I think it's still we don't know like how the things will flow. I'm not saying that which one is very accurate, but things is that it gives you like completely different methods of our accurate technology to make it happen. And another good use case is that these devices, if you put in front of your mouth, you can use that as an audio device. So we have implemented some demo use cases, like you can use ChatGPT, and you can also put voice commands to this ring so that it comes very near and the sound is directed towards the ring. So let's say day-to-day use, you don't have to type anything. Hey, send a mail to, let's say, person X, and this is the text I want to send. So in those cases, the things are really, in that cases, this voice commands and then these type of things work in real good practice. So that's why the ring can be a very good use case for, let's say, if you're working with security challenges, like kind of security for the doors and stuff like that, surveillance system, it's really good too. And then when you are having, let's say, surgery on the operation table, so you need to have very precise hand movements. And for that, I think these kind of tools helps to actually do those precise movements very nicely when you are putting your hand gestures. So I'm not sure that in that case, the eye tracking method works better or in the controlled manner. So this is the hardware actually that supports that kind of control gestures. So in this case, I would say that we are doing great in that area.
Can you share some more use cases on your thumb-mounted ring controller?
What I feel about this ring can be used for multi-purpose, and it offers you, for example, let's say in Finland, you have winters, right? So with the gloves on, you cannot use anything. So this input ring actually works with the gloves on state, which is highly recommended for warehouse workers who are handling things outside. So think about the situation when you are working in the factory and you are going to do some maintenance with a very long iPad and gets dirty. So you feel that, hey, my hands doesn't get dirty or my things doesn't get dirty. So I will use this kind of technologies in order to work in various harsh environments. And then think about the situation of telesurgeries, teleoperations, and then education, training, medical, like robotics. You have everything there. So for example, this is a kind of thing that you can use for many other use cases that you haven't thought of.
Are there any partners who are doing early tests in some of the use cases that you mentioned about?
There are various partners that we are talking to right now, and we have all those partnerships ongoing. So it's very early stage right now for us, but I think it will happen within this quarter of the year.
What's the price point that you're looking at, and when does it hit the market?
I think currently we are looking for B2B people. So we have not tagged any price to this device, but in the future, we are looking for something 150 per device.
What advice would you like to give anyone, looking to build a career in AR, VR, MR?
I think if somebody wants to do a career in AR, VR, MR, or XR technologies, they should learn very powerful tools like Unity, Unreal, some kind of CAD design tools, and then basic language, C, C++, Java, or Python scripts from scratch, so that they can develop themselves or play with the tools around them, so that they can also create these XR environments. And one thing on top of it is OpenAI. So basically, if you blend OpenAI with like AI tools with this kind of like softwares or other things, it makes things more powerful. Like me myself, I have been learning about generative AI so much. So I have been testing also at the same time how to make use of this OpenAI tools or AI tools, basically to create content. So I think this is the most powerful thing of this century.
What comes next for you and SoundXVision?
I think next we are looking for pilot projects for SoundXVision, and we will be looking to go to the market within this quarter of the year, and we are looking for good partnership so that we can use this ring with multiple use cases with AR, VR industry, with medical industry, any perfect use cases that we find. So we are looking for partners where we can use this ring and tether this ring with others so that we could have effortless interactions in XR.
Are there any partnerships that you're looking at tying up with companies here in India?
Yeah, sure. I think I will be looking forward to, we are also looking into the Indian market as like it's a huge market. So basically I will be following our partnerships in India and also in other European countries, but also trying to partner more with the Asian countries as well. So India will be like also a bigger market for us.
Dipanjan, really appreciate you taking time being part of the podcast. Wish you and your team at SoundXVision the very best. Yes, I think exciting times. The future of interaction is completely going to change. When we transition from a flat 2D interface to the 3D interface, the world is going to get completely upended. We are up for shocks, surprises, happiness, fun, because we will finally transition into the world which we physically intuitively know, that we live in a 3D world, but somehow we caged in a 2D world. All our interfaces they block us. So I think the next interface will take us into this 3D world, and in that 3D world, interaction tools are going to play such an important role. And there comes the SoundXVision, the ring that you're talking about. Wish you the very best. Cost-effective AR glasses. I hope there is more and more such efforts, because we actually always end up depending upon governments or these big tech to build stuff, where the future right now is becoming decentralized. I hope that it becomes more decentralized, where it goes to more engineers, developers, and thinkers who think bravely and figure, okay, do we need that? Or can we find a unique way of creating these AR, VR, MR, or any tech devices and make it accessible for everyone? And yes, last but not the least, you mentioned about leveraging AI. I think we're getting into a future where everyone should leverage AI, because that's the only way you'll be able to create a better future. So really appreciate you taking time and being part of the podcast. And to my listeners, if you like what you see in here, then please press the subscribe button, because we cannot do this without you. This effort of us creating an educational platform runs because of your support. So please hit the subscribe button, and until next time, see you guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.